Happy New Year, everybody! Hi, everyone. It's me, Gaming Do, and welcome to the final video of 2024 on my channel. This is gonna just be a generally pretty quick video, as it's really only gonna describe my thoughts on the year 2024, reflecting on the year in general, and my plans for 2025 for the channel. And that's really the only things that are going to be in this video. So, without further ado, let's just get on into it. So, I'll give you my basic thoughts on the decade in general so far. I actually didn't find 2020 as bad as most people did. COVID was pretty bad, and it was very dangerous and stuff like that, and that sucked, and the world itself was pretty bad that year, but my personal life was pretty good. I got COVID in April of that year, which sucked, but for the most part, it wasn't too bad. Neither was 2021, outside of a few incidents in the second half of the year, especially in August. I would say 2021 was definitely one of the better years this decade. 2022 is the worst year of the decade so far. That's when my grandmother passed away, and God freaking bless her. I miss her so much, even to this day. Some other bad stuff happened that year. 2023 was an ever so slight improvement over 2022. But I definitely think it wasn't that great of a year either. Around the second half of that year, some bad stuff started happening too. What about 2024? What are my thoughts on this year in general? Pretty much the exact same slight improvement for 2023. What I mean by that is this is a slight improvement from 2023, but unfortunately not quite the way I wanted it to be. I thought this year was going to be a big improvement with many... I don't know how to describe it. I just had a feeling last New Year's Eve that this year coming up was going to be a massive improvement over the past few years and stuff like that. But turns out, while it was an improvement, it wasn't that much of an improvement. Honestly, something that happened yet again in the second half of the year, which this time was actually my own fault, made it pretty not very good for a few months there. But I will say this. Something started happening in September that really improved the year in general, in my opinion, and really started my life. And it's been very uphill since then, to the point where I probably feel the overall best I've felt probably since 2021. So in general, just to make it clear, I'm not going to go month by month like other years, because I feel like most of the months this year were honestly pretty much the same. But in general, 2024 was an improvement over the last 2 years. There were some big changes this year. Some stuff towards the summer that kind of sucked, but really improved when I got my attitude changed, sort of, and stuff like that, and made some massive strides. So 2024's last 3 or 4 months have been actually pretty damn good. I would say the best time period of my life since 2021. But what about the upcoming year, starting, well, tomorrow, 2025? For the channel, I actually don't have too many updates, and I want to apologize for the lack of content on the channel in general. But I've been very busy the past few months. When this big event happens, I will reveal specifically why I was busy the past few months, but I'd rather actually keep it a surprise. But it's huge. But in general, I've been extremely busy the past few months to the point where it's actually pretty hard to make content in general. And going into 2025, it's looking like it's going to be the same thing for the next little while, but nothing's going to end necessarily. We're still going to get GD Plus, at least for a little while. I would say by the end of Q1 2025, we will be heading towards the end of the series, though. Willow and Luna is going to keep going as usual. I have a big plan for the return of Plush States that I want to do possibly even by the end of January. And pretty soon in a post update, I'm going to update you guys on my next ranking, which I want to release by the end of January. I also am going to be doing my next video after this should be my most anticipated films of 2025, my top 10. And you'll see more updates in general in my posts coming up. I post probably a lot more than I do videos. I'm sorry, but I am in probably the busiest point in my life since high school, so yeah. I apologize, guys, but it's probably going to keep being that way for a little while longer. And yeah, so stay tuned for the posts, guys. I'll update you a lot more on them. And yeah, to make a long story short, 2024 was an improvement a little bit over 2023. Some bad stuff did still happen, but it massively improved in the last quarter of the year or so, and I made some massive strides in my life in general, which is really good for your adulthood. And yeah, that's about it, guys. Happy New Year, everyone. I will be making content again in 2025, and I hope you guys like this video. Stay tuned for my posts pretty soon, probably within the next 3 or 4 days. There'll be some updates on upcoming videos. And yeah, Gaming Do here. See you later. Happy New Year.